Hello, Sunnyvale here. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to edit a podcast. So we just recorded FECast, myself and Tempest Dragon King, and we did this on Zencastr. Zencastr is free. I haven't had to pay them a dime, and I think their service is pretty good. You get to each record your own tracks without having to do crazy things with Discord and Audacity and multi-tracks or anything like that. It does a lot of work for you. Anyway, just use Zencastr. It's great. So TDK and I just recorded an hour-long podcast, and it will be available to download on Zencastr. So I go ahead and click these two downloads. I've already done this part. Once I've downloaded them, I open up Audacity and open up both of these. So right now it would, first it would look like, if I open up the MP3 file, it'll look like this. What I did is I opened up both. I took the one, I took one of them, I Control-C'd, Control-V'd into here, and pasted this, and now we have both audio files going at the same time, and you can hear how it sounds. Hello everyone, and welcome to FECast, the official podcast of Friends of Eternal. Echoes of Eternity just released this week. It's really exciting. We've got a brand new set with tons of cards, and tons of cards that, in particular, really changed the way the game is played. We'll get into that in just a bit, but first let me introduce my guest for this week. Welcome, Tempest Dragon King, a large... Sorry. That's going to be a prolific member of the Friends of Eternal Discord. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, so you can hear that there's a difference in the volume levels. So the first thing to do, basically, even if the levels are pretty close, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and amplify. Click the track you want to amplify that needs to be brought up, and it will pick a setting that makes sure it doesn't make sure that it doesn't clip, and it should be closer to even after that. Some cards that we had not yet seen but think are going to make a big impact. Why don't you lead us off, Darkest Tempest?
Yep. First of all, we have all 5 of the chants. These are based...
So I'm going to go ahead and actually bring this down just a tiny bit. So 0.5, I think, should probably be fine. Anyway, it takes a little bit of playing around to make sure that you have these levels right. This looks a bit like you can eyeball, but think are going to make a big impact. Why don't you lead us off, Darkest Tempest?
Yep. First of all, we have all 5 of the chants.
I think I'm still a little louder, but some people, I don't know, some things, it's hard to say. You can't just eyeball it, not all the time. Minus 0.05. Because some tracks will look louder than they sound, or vice versa. Some cards that we thought, or some cards that we had not yet seen, but think are going to make a big impact. Why don't you lead us off, Darkest Tempest?
Yep. First of all, we have...
Alright, well, that's close enough. Okay, now for the part that is pretty difficult. So, the first thing that I do is I set this. This is the playback tool I said at the beginning. We're going to have to zoom in a bunch. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that when someone's talking, there's no audio coming from the other side. Here, I guess I can zoom in here. Can I? There we go. Okay, zoom into Audacity. All right, so I want to make sure that there's no audio. So like right here, for example.
This matter really is...
You can hear a few sounds from my side. So what I do is I select that. I do amplify. I do minus 100. Well, here you can just set this. No, minus 100. That will... Oh, okay, you can only go up to minus 50, whatever. Set to minus whatever you can. That'll make it so that those sounds just disappear. So I go through the recording, listen for times where that happens. There's a sound coming from another track, or just sounds that we want to get rid of. Prolific member of the Friends of a prolific member of the and delete them like that. So obviously it would take a long time to do this by just by listening to it. This recording is an hour, so I'm going to do this, which sets the speed up.
The Friends of Channel Discord. How are you doing, my friend? I'm doing all right. This matter really is something. It is something, and yeah, we'll get into that in a bit. But first, on the docket, we have to talk about the big news. That is the Echoes of Eternity. Let me try that again. First, we need to talk about the big news. First on the docket, we need to talk about the big news coming out this week. Echoes of Eternity is finally here.
And there's obviously some stuff that I want to clip off there. Or you can just press Control R, which is repeat the amplify, which right now we're just absolutely nuking things that any sounds that might come out. Okay, anyway.
First on the docket, we need to talk about the big news coming out this week. Echoes of Eternity is finally here. The set number 8 in Eternal. It's really exciting. I think that, despite anything else that we might have to say about it, it is very exciting. And, well, there are a lot of game changers. Yeah, so in...
I didn't hear what he said. So, yeah. Anytime I'm, like, not sure about something, I just delete it.
Yeah, all of set 7 got there.
Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, all of set 7 got there. Everything else, it's gammable. Yeah, have you looked closely at the changes to Expedition? And if you have, do you have any first impressions on what the format's going to be like? I've not looked closely, but...
Okay. Here's some chair noises. Blind date event. Microphone bump.
Well, if it works that way, get your Zolta Loyalists, your secret weapons, and your Tomaris ready. Because they're going to get some action. Oh yeah, I forgot about cameras. That's a good one. And in addition to the normal prizes that are...
Yep. Let's just get rid of it. Okay, one more thing. I'm gonna just do the rest in silence and speed it up. But like one more thing is that if you have to, if two people are talking at the same time and you don't want to lose it, what you can do is you can copy some amount over here. Like say I want to copy this much, and you just add it to. Like if I need to space this and this out, if these two were overlapped, I could Control V to add that much space there, and then Control V to add that much space there after this, and they'll remain lined up. Anyway, so those are the two tools that I use for this first go over. Just getting rid of excess noise on when there's noise on one channel, just getting rid of excess noise on the other channel, and making sure that if there's two things going on at once, you can space it out so that you can hear both of them. We'll take care of excessive pauses, things that we just want to cut out the second time through, once we've mixed and rendered the tracks.
Weapons and you.
Yep. That is something I want. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. It's going to take a long time.
Very early Monday morning, right? I guess it depends on the world, but...
One more thing. Very early Monday morning. Save often. Audacity crashes a lot. Okay, I have hopefully managed to take out any instances where the tracks are talking over each other. Let's get rid of this. And I think that I actually do want to bump up Darkest Tempest a little bit. Because it still sounds like he's quite a bit softer than me. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to amplify it until it matches the other track. So, yeah, so there should be no more chair sounds, no more bodily sounds, like no more coughing or throat clearing. And it should be ready to be merged into one track. Let's take a listen.
But then you're not playing anything on 1 or 2, and that seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that seems bad, right? But it has +1/+1 for each of the wielder's battle skills.
so
+3,
close.
+3.
Alright, so if you have 2 Unseen Commandos, then you get to invoke immediately. Okay, that's a lot closer. I think that's better. I think this will end up being fine. I might be a little louder. But I guess I could get a little higher. I just don't want clipping. Clipping is not good. I'm gonna try amplifying one more time. 0.1? Nope, it's not gonna let me. I'm thinking amplify it as much as possible without clipping. Okay, we'll keep it fine. That's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect as far as audio balance. Okay, so now what I do is I save this as... So once you mix the tracks, it's easy to do editing, but also you have to be careful because you can't fix the things that we were fixing here. So in order to not repeat this process, I always save a second copy of this post-mix, and call it episode 16 post-mix. The other one has just the edited files, so that if we need to change the balance or whatever, we can go back to having the 2 separate tracks. But having everything be one track definitely helps a lot here. Wow, people in Discord are saying that Naoki is trapped. That is not something I would have expected. Anyway, okay. Okay, so now it is mixed. So now we can mix both tracks. Shift click to select both of these tracks, mix, and render down to new track. This will take a minute. Okay, there we go. We can get rid of these two. And here we have everything on one track. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and after the break, I'll come back and edit this. I think the hard part is mostly over. I think the first part is harder than this part, although there are annoying parts of this part, I will admit. Okay, be back in a bit. All right, time for the next part. So now I usually do this while playing a game, just for the sake of today. I'm not going to do it, and I'll actually give my full attention. But what I do is I set the time or the speed to like 1.78, and then I try to figure out what needs to come out. And you don't have to like edit everything out, but you know, sometimes there's just some stuff that needs to come out. So just listen to it and snip it up. This one usually need to be like really high resolution, like this or so. Okay, let's go. Oh, wait, sorry. Before we do this, we are going to do this. Everything, effect, truncate silence. This does a lot of the work for you. The settings have to be right. These are the settings that I've arrived on, and they work pretty well for me. So, yeah, this takes anything that is... I think this can actually be like... anything longer than half a second. Half a second is a pretty long silence on a track. And it'll truncate the silences. I was getting some pretty long silences previously. Half a second might be a little too long. But it should be around, I don't know, maybe 0.6 or 0.7 seconds. Anyway, so I'll cut it down, you know. Oh, that cut 10 minutes out of this. Amazing. Alright, let's listen to it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to FECast.
Okay, so I have cut out all of the stuff that I don't want in the final edit. Now we need to add an intro music and outro music. I have those saved as files. All I do is find them. It's under documents. Just Audacity? What happened? Did I accidentally click name? I think I accidentally clicked name. Okay, so the intro music and outro spiel. I'm actually going to have to redo the outro. So yeah, I'm going to have to record some voiceover in this, but it's really simple. You just copy and paste the outro at the very end of this. It's got a spiel advertising Friends of Eternal in the Discord. Already built in, so you don't have to worry about doing a voiceover. The intro is a little trickier, so what you want to do is you want to copy and paste it into here, and you see it'll start here, but you need to set a delay here, so you generate a silence 18 seconds, I think is the amount that I want. I think that's what it is, so we can test this in just a bit. Hello everyone, and welcome to FECast, the official podcast of Friends of Eternal. I think it actually needs a little more, so I need to change that to 18.5 seconds. Hello everyone, and welcome to FECast, the official podcast. Okay, yeah, so 18.5 seconds. You just generated a silence on the first track. Then you can mix these together, and you're pretty much set. You just copy and paste the outro at the end of it, then you've got the intro and the outro, and it's ready to go. And you can go ahead and post it. I usually just take care of the posting myself. But all you have to do is upload it to SoundCloud, and then I set up the RSS feed on iTunes and Spotify in order for it to automatically go to those, so you don't have to worry about like getting it to Spotify. Once it's on SoundCloud, it'll go there. It's pretty simple. You just go to upload, you upload the file, set the description. Usually I go to one of the previous descriptions and just copy and paste all these links and stuff. And that's it. Yeah. Alright. I usually also post it on YouTube using Movie Maker in order to have a background picture. It's not 100% necessary, and I can take care of it also. Alright. I hope that answers any questions people might have about editing the Friends of Eternal podcast, or just your own podcast if you're interested in making your own. Let me know if you have any questions. All right. See you later.